Please put your name and roll number in chat box. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So before we start, let me ask you, any doubts so far in first unit?
No, sir.
Sir, I have one.
Yes.
So in the last lecture, we spoke that the rank of the matrix should always be 1 or 2
Yes.
while finding the eigenvalues and
Right.
never 3. So,
Never 3. If it is 3 by 3 matrix, it won't be 3.
yeah, but why is that?
Because we want non-zero solution. Okay. If rank is 3, then what will be solution? Unique solution. Okay.
Yes.
Rank of matrix is equal to number of variables, and that is equal to 3.
Yes.
And in that case, we have unique solution. But for a
Yes.
homogeneous system, what is unique solution?
0.
Zero solution. Okay. So we don't want zero solution. We want non-zero eigenvector.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sir, I also have a doubt.
Yes.
Sir, in a book it was given that eigenvalues for A and A square are the same. Why?
No. A square, it won't be same.
So because
Yeah.
in a problem that given the matrix for A square
Huh.
and then that calculated the values for A square
Hmm.
and then that said that the eigenvectors will be the same but values will be different. So why is
Eigenvalues will be different.
yes, but why are the vectors same?
In some cases, it will be same. Okay, not always.
So but then why is it same? Because A square and A the operations are quite different.
Okay, see. Now, suppose x is eigenvector. Okay.
Okay.
So write down ax is equal to lambda x. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If
Yes.
x is eigenvector, then we have ax is equal to lambda x, where lambda is eigenvalue.
Yes.
Okay. Now you multiply by a to both sides. What will happen?
A square x is A lambda x.
Okay. A square x is equal to a lambda x, but lambda is scalar.
Yes.
Okay. So you can interchange it. So
Lambda into ax.
lambda into ax. But what is ax?
Lambda x.
Lambda x. So it will become a square x is equal to lambda square x.
Okay.
What does this mean?
So that the value is different.
Value is different, eigenvector remains same.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Anybody else?
Sir, and orthogonal matrix will be there for test, na?
Today?
Yes.
You're talking about today? No, there won't be any question on orthogonal matrix because it was there last time, isn't it?
Sir, but last time there was linear independence and dependence also.
There wasn't any question on linear dependence and independence in, say, theoretical questions. There was a question, but it was MCQ, right? That
Okay,
ma'am
sir.
has asked.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll continue with this application of eigenvalue and eigenvector, and that is called as Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Okay, so this is very important theorem because you will come to know applications of eigenvalue and eigenvector. So statement is every square matrix satisfies its own characteristic equation. Okay, square matrix means number of rows equal to number of columns. But what is characteristic equation for any matrix? It is determinant of A minus lambda I equal to 0. All right. Now, if you expand it, it will be something like A naught times lambda raised to n plus A1 times lambda raised to n minus 1 plus so on an minus 1 times lambda plus an equal to 0. Okay. So for 3 by 3 matrix, this power will be 3. So a naught into lambda cube plus a1 lambda square and so on. Okay. Now Cayley-Hamilton theorem states that A satisfies above equation. Means what? If you replace lambda by A, if you replace this lambda by matrix A, you will get 0 matrix on RHS. Okay, this is real number 0. If you replace lambda by A, you will get 0 matrix. Okay, that means A naught times matrix A raised to n plus A1 A raised to n minus 1 and so on an minus 1 A plus an into identity matrix is equal to 0. Okay, this an is an times identity matrix in case of Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Okay, where I is identity matrix of size n. Okay, if it is 3 by 3, then identity matrix will be of size 3. Is the statement clear? And this is very surprising result and very much important. Any doubt in this statement?
No, sir.
Sir, where
Yes.
sir, where are we getting the coefficients from? A naught, A1, A2, A and A.
This is general. Like 3 by 3, in 3 by 3, what we saw is first coefficient is 1, then second coefficient is trace, then third coefficient is that sum of minors of diagonal elements. Likewise, okay, this is general statement. Got it?
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes.
Sir, we will do an example also.
Yeah, we are going to do example.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, that's a surprising result, sir. Why so? I mean, you wasn't that evident in the characteristic equation when you showed it 2 classes back?
See, thing is, people have tried it by trial and error method. Okay, they have simply replaced this lambda by A and they have checked whether that A satisfies the given equation or not. Okay, and fortunately this A satisfy, and most of the things became easy in the later slide or in the next slide or next to next slide. I'll be explaining that why it is important for us to satisfy this characteristic equation by a matrix A. Okay.
Okay, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So first question is verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem for this 2 by 2 matrix. Okay. What do you mean by verification? Yes, anybody?
Sir, to check if it is working in this matrix or not, if it is true or not.
Okay. Anybody else?
Sir, we have to put it in the equation and prove that it is LH is equal to 0.
Yes. Okay, good. So what we have to do is we have to find its characteristic equation. Then we have to replace lambda by A and we will have to check whether this calculation is coming as null matrix or not. Okay, that is what I mean by verification. So what is its characteristic equation? Lambda square minus trace of A plus its determinant equal to 0. Okay, for 2 by 2 matrix, characteristic equation is lambda square minus trace of A plus determinant of A equal to 0. So what is its trace? 3 plus 1, 4, right?
Yes.
Okay, and what is its determinant? 3 minus 8, that is minus 5. So what will be characteristic equation? Lambda square minus 4 lambda minus 5 equal to 0. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now to verify this Cayley-Hamilton theorem, what we should do is we should replace lambda by A, that means A square minus 4A minus 5 times identity matrix Okay, and we should show that this calculation is equal to null matrix. So start with LHS. So LHS is a square minus 4a minus 5i. So calculate a square. So you can check that a square is 9, 16, 8, 17. You can do it on calculator or you can do it manually. Okay, minus 4 times a, that is 1, 4, 2, 3, minus 5 times identity matrix. So 1, 0, 0, 1. Now what is first entry? 9 minus 4 minus 5. So 9 minus 9. What is second entry? 16 minus 16 minus 0. So 16 minus 16. Third entry is 8 minus 4 into 2, 8 minus 0. Okay, so 8 minus 8. And at last, 17 minus 4 3s are 12 minus 5. So 17 minus 17. So that becomes 0. Okay, so thus the Cayley-Hamilton theorem verified. Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, there were a few examples in the book in which they said that we have to verify the given matrix satisfying the CH, and we have to also find the product or
Erase.
something of the.
Yeah. We'll see next example. Is this clear to
Okay, sir.
everyone? To begin with, I have taken 2 by 2 matrix. Questions will be on 3 by 3 matrix. Okay. Can you go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here are some applications. So first is, we can express nth power of any square matrix in linear combination of lower powers of A. Okay. Now what do I mean by this? Let me explain using first example. Okay. See, if I ask you find a cube, okay, for this matrix, if I ask you find a cube, what will you do? Can you tell me?
You find a square first
Oh,
and then multiply it by a.
okay. How do you find a square?
Matrix multiplication a by a into a.
Okay, fine. Now, if I ask you find a raised to 6, what will you do?
So maybe once we find a cube, then we'll do a cube into a cube.
Okay. Anybody else? I want different answer from this. Instead of doing,
We'll keep it in power.
Equation.
sorry,
You can use the characteristic equation.
we can use characteristic equation. See, just listen to me now. What we have is a square equal to 4a plus 5i, right? A square equal to 4a plus 5i.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Now let us multiply by a raised to 4 to both sides. Okay. Let us multiply a raised to 4 to both sides. What will happen? A raised to 6 is equal to 4 into a raised to 5 minus plus 5 into a raised to 4. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now wherever there is a square term, you replace it by 4a plus 5i. That means you keep on reducing it to the lower powers. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
See, a raised to 6 is equal to 4 a raised to 5 minus 5 a raised to 4. Okay. So a raised to 5 may a cube, a square and a. Okay. And then a raised to 4 may a square and a square. So wherever there is a square, you write it as 4a plus 5i. Okay. And you simplify it further. All right. So you will have simple expression for a raised to 6. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
So that is first application, to express nth power of matrix in lower powers of A. Okay. So, and second is to find A inverse of a matrix. Of course, that matrix has to be non-singular. How do you find A inverse? Can you tell me?
So we can multiply A inverse with all of them. And
Right.
as parenthesis is equal to 0, so the value would be 0 in the same way. And then we can just put the A values towards the right RHS and find the A inverse.
Good, good. Okay. So if question is verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem and hence find A inverse, what we'll do? We'll find characteristic equation, then replace lambda by A. We'll have this. Okay. Now I want A inverse. So I'll multiply by A inverse to both sides. What will happen? So this will become A minus 4 times identity matrix minus 5 times A inverse equal to 0. Is that clear? If I multiply A inverse?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
A minus 4 times identity matrix minus 5 times A inverse equal to 0. Okay. Now we want A inverse. So you can take this 5 times A inverse to this side. So what we'll have is A minus 4 times identity matrix is equal to 5 A inverse. So 5 is in multiplication here. So you can take it here. So that will become 1 by 5 A into A minus 4 identity matrix is equal to A inverse. And just simplify that by substituting value of A and identity matrix, you will get A inverse. Is the method clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can we go for an example of 3 by 3?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here is the first example. Verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem for this 3 by 3 matrix 1, 2, minus 2, minus 1, 3, 0, 0, minus 2, 1, and use it to find A raised to 4 and A inverse. So first of all, you need to find its characteristic equation. So for 3 by 3 matrix, what is characteristic equation? Lambda cube minus S1 times lambda square plus S2 times lambda minus determinant of A equal to 0, where S1 is trace of A, that means 1 plus 3 plus 1, that is 5. S2 is sum of minors of diagonal elements. So minor of 1 is 3, 0, minus 2, 1 का determinant. Minor of 3 is 1, minus 2, 0, 1 का determinant. Minor of 1 is 1, 2, minus 1, 3 का determinant. Okay, you can see it here. And that becomes 9. And determinant you can easily calculate. And that is coming as 1. Okay. So characteristic equation becomes lambda cube minus 5 lambda square plus 9 lambda minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. Any doubt up to this step?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. What about others? No doubt. Can you go ahead?
Yes, sir.
1 minute, sir. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, what do I mean by verification? Again, you replace lambda by A. So A cube minus 5A square plus 9A minus 1 times identity matrix and this calculation should be a null matrix of size 3. Okay. Can I change the slide?
Just
Huh? Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So by Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we should have a cube minus 5a square plus 9a minus 1 times identity matrix, and this is equal to null matrix. Okay, we should get null matrix. So find out a cube. So before that, find out a square. So that is a into a, and then a cube, that is a square into a. Okay, and here are the resulting matrices. Now substitute these values in this expression: a cube minus 5a square plus 9a minus identity. Okay, now you can check that this whole calculation turns out to be a null matrix of size 3. Okay, minus 13, then plus 5, plus 9, minus 1. Okay, so that becomes 0. 5 plus 14 minus 1, that is 13. Minus 13 plus 13, 0. Likewise, you can check each entry, you will get null matrix. So here the verification ends. Okay, matrix multiplication everybody knows. I don't have to explain it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I change the slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll give you time to write later. Let me finish this example. Okay, so what was second question? Find a raised to 4 and a inverse. So what we have is a cube minus 5a square plus 9a minus identity matrix is equal to 0. How do you find a raised to 4? Of course, you can directly find out a raised to 4 by multiplying a cube by a. But if question is using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, then how do you find it?
We multiply the characteristic equation by A.
Yes, you multiply characteristic equation by a. So what will happen? Okay, so multiply characteristic equation by a, we will have a raised to 4 minus 5a cube plus 9a square minus a times identity matrix is equal to 0. Now take this thing to right hand side, so that becomes a raised to 4 is equal to 5a cube minus 9a square plus a. Okay, now see, they have directly put up a cube ka value, but can you simplify it further? Of course, this is also correct, but can you simplify it bit? Yes.
So are you
Anybody?
saying from the characteristic equation itself, we
Right.
can write a cube as 5a square minus 9a plus I.
Good, good. Okay. See, you can reduce this a cube. How? Because what we know is a cube is nothing but 5a square minus 9a plus identity matrix. Okay. So that you can reduce. But we have already got a cube. Therefore, they have not simplified it further because they are using a cube directly. All right. So 5a cube minus 9a square plus a. So substitute these values and get a raised to 4. Okay. Is this clear?
Sir, to initially prove the Cayley-Hamilton theorem, sir, we'll have to individually find a cube, a square, like
Right,
that.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Up to this, any doubt? A raised to 4?
No, sir.
Okay. Now next is to find out A inverse. Let us multiply equation 1 by A inverse. Okay, what was equation 1? This A cube minus 5A square plus 9A minus identity matrix is equal to 0. Okay, now multiply by A inverse. So what we'll have is A raised to 2 minus 5A plus 9 times identity matrix minus A inverse equal to 0. Okay, so which is mentioned here. A square minus 5A plus 9 times identity matrix minus A inverse equal to 0. So write down A inverse. So A inverse is equal to A square minus 5A plus 9I. All right. Now just substitute these values. A square and A are with you. Put it here and do this calculation. Simply add and subtraction, addition and subtraction of matrices. You will get A inverse as 3, 2, 6, 1, 1, 2 and 2, 2, 5. Okay. Any doubt in Cayley-Hamilton theorem?
1 minute, sir.
Yeah. Done? Yes. Can you go ahead? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here is the second type of example. Question is, verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem for the matrix 2, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, and use it to find the matrix a raised to 8 minus 5 a raised to 7 plus 7 a raised to 6 minus 3 a raised to 5 plus a raised to 4 minus 5a cube plus 8a square minus 2a plus identity matrix. Okay, so before going to the solution, can anybody tell me how do you find this lengthy expression? Verification is okay. Okay, everybody understood how to verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Any idea about this expression? How to get it? How to find a matrix after you do whole this calculation?
Sir, we can take out the common part because the equation of that would be formed is in cubic form. So we can try to get the cubic form from the equation like 8, 7, 6, and 5. We can take it as 5 common. So we can
Good,
get
good,
the
good,
equation.
good, good. Very good. Okay. So that's the idea. Try to take common from this huge expression and make it 0. Okay. As far as possible. Try to take a cube, that means this characteristic equation in this expression and then make it 0. All right. Let us go to solution. So to verify, let us find its characteristic equation. So lambda cube minus s1 times lambda square plus s2 times lambda minus determinant equal to 0. S1 is trace of A, that is 2 plus 1 plus 2, that is 5. S2 is sum of minors of diagonal element. So minor of 2 is 1, 0, 1, 2 ka determinant. Minor of this 1 is 2, 1, 1, 2 ka determinant. And minor of this 2 is 2, 1, 0, 1 ka determinant. And that turns out to be 7. Okay. And then determinant you can easily calculate. So that is 3. So characteristic equation becomes lambda cube minus 5 lambda square plus 7 lambda minus 3 equal to 0. Okay. Got it? Any doubt up to this characteristic equation?
Yes, sir. I didn't understand the part where we have to make that whole equation 0. Why are we doing that?
Which equation 0?
A cube minus 5a square plus 7a minus 3i.
Yeah. See, question is verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem. That means what? You find characteristic equation and you replace lambda by A and check whether you are getting this 0 as 0 matrix. Okay, that is what I mean by verification, no?
Yes, sir.
So we are doing a cube, a square and hold this calculation and we are checking whether it is coming 0 or not. Okay, this part is...
Sir, but the equation is of a raised to 8. No, sir. So
No. See,
we
there
reduced it
are two questions separately. Verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem, that is first question, and then use it to find this expression. Okay, so first of all we are verifying Cayley-Hamilton theorem and then later we'll go for this expression.
Okay, understood.
Yeah. So a cube minus 5a square plus 7a minus 3 times identity matrix. So you consider this LHS, a cube minus 5a square plus 7a minus 3i. So find out a square and then a cube. So a square is 5, 4, 4, 0, 1, 0, 4, 4, 5. A cube is 14, 13, 13, 0, 1, 0, 13, 13, 14. Okay. Now you substitute this a cube and a square in this expression. So a cube minus 5 times a square plus 7 times that a itself minus 3 times identity matrix. And you can check that this calculation turns out to be a 0 matrix. Okay. So thus Cayley-Hamilton theorem verified. Okay. Any doubt in verification?
No, sir.
Okay. Can we go to the next part?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, we have given an expression a raised to 8 minus 5 a raised to 7 plus 7 a raised to 6 minus 3 a raised to 5 a raised to 4 minus 5 a cube plus 8a square minus 2a plus identity matrix. Okay. So you can check these coefficients 5 and 7 and these 3, okay, which are there in characteristic equation. Okay. This 5, 7 and 3. And there you judge your solution. Okay. 5, 7 and 3 is part of this complicated expression, and they are also coefficient in characteristic equation. Okay. There you should understand that you will have to simplify this so that you will get characteristic equation in this. Okay. So let us look at that expression. So if you take a raised to 5 common, what you will get is a cube minus 5a square plus 7a minus 3. Okay. 3 times identity matrix. Plus, again, you can check that here it is 5, 8 and 2. Okay. Now, if you take a common from this, what will you get? A cube minus 5a square plus 7a. Write down this minus 2a as minus 2a minus a plus a. Right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this 8a square adds 7a square plus a square. This 8a
repeat?
Write down this 8a square as 7a square plus a square. That is my first step. Then write down this minus 2a as minus 2a, then minus a plus a. Add and subtract a. Okay. And why we are doing so?
So that we get it in the form of characteristic equation.
Yeah, okay, because we need it into the form of characteristic equation. So writing this 8a square as 7a square plus a square, and this minus 2a as minus 3a plus a, then we'll have a raised to 5 as a raised to 5 into a cube minus 5a square plus 7a minus 3. Then taking a common from this expression, you will have a cube minus 5a square plus 7a minus 3, and then remaining part. 1a square is there, 1a is there, plus identity matrix. Okay. Now what we know is this bracket is completely 0. Okay. These two brackets are completely 0. So what will survive is a square plus a plus I, and that is the simple expression. A square is ready with you. So a square plus a plus I, that becomes 855,030,558. Okay. Any doubt?
No, sir.
What about others?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Do you want to write this, or we should go to the next slide? Please tell me. Please respond.
Next
Do you want
slide.
next slide? Okay. What about
Sir,
other?
sir, for 1 minute, sir, could you be on the slide?
This slide only or previous?
This slide, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
So, will this theorem be applicable for involutory matrix?
For every matrix, which is a square matrix, it will
So,
be
because
applicable.
involutory matrix, the characteristic equation will only be a scalar, right?
No,
Because each and every power will be equal to itself, right?
how can you say that?
So,
What is
involutory matrix.
involuntary matrix? What is its definition? A
Sir,
raised to
A raised to n is equal to A itself.
A raised to n is a itself. Okay.
So then for that, the characteristic equation will not have any meaning because then we'll get A again and again. So then this theorem will be applicable there, right?
No. But that n is specific. Not every power is equal to a. No.
So I have
For one,
one minute.
yeah. For one n, say n is equal to a square equal to a or a cube is equal to a. So for one n it will happen, but for other a that will be something different, no?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Have you put up your name and roll number in chat box? Everybody, please do that. And someone will take a screenshot and will share it to me to cross check. Done? Yes, can we go ahead now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here are the applications of matrices in computer graphics. Okay, and this will be the last topic. This will require minimum 2 lectures, 2 or 2.5. That will be end of our first module. Okay, which is quite large. Okay, so application of matrices in 2D and 3D transformation. Okay, so what are transformations? So transformations are changing something to something via certain rules. Okay, now so far mathematics is concerned, that change is using some function or using some relation or using some particular mathematical rule. Okay, so geometrically it will be either translation or rotation of that object or scaling of that object or shearing of that object, okay, or stretching of that object. Okay, now why they are important? Because using that transformation you can move object on screen. Okay, moving in any direction, you can enlarge it, you can decrease its size. Okay, you can increase its size in one direction. Okay, likewise you can do operations using transformations. Okay, then specifying the camera view in 3D scene, mapping from model space to world space to camera space to screen space. Okay, and many more applications are there of this computer graphics, and the basic rule for those transformation is matrix. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, just asking, sir, to define any position, we just need 3 coordinates. Why do we need to create a matrix to understand their movement and all that? Like we just need X, Y, Z coordinate, no?
Okay, now if you rotate that, say, vector 1 comma 2 by 90 degree in anti-clockwise direction, Okay, my question is rotate that two coordinates, say 1 comma 2 by 90 degree in anti-clockwise direction. What will be resulting vector? Do you have immediate answer for this?
No, sir.
No. Okay, that's what we are going to see. Using matrix, you can immediately tell that after rotation, yes, this will be the resulting vector.
Okay,
What
sir.
is-
Got it. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yes. So first application is translation. Okay, moving an object is called as translation. See, object I mean hereby vectors of two-dimensional vectors. Okay, objects are defined by two-dimensional vectors. All right. So we translate a point by adding to the x and y coordinates respectively. The amount, the point should be shifted in x and y coordinates. All right. We should add the amount by which that x and y coordinates are translated. Okay. So here is x new. Suppose 1 comma 2 is the given vector, and if you add 5 to it, okay, 5 to it, that new vector will become x new is equal to x old plus that translation factor called as tx, and y new will become y old plus ty. Okay, translation factor ty. So if you have 1 comma 2 as a vector in two-dimensional space, and if you add 5 to each component, so that will be a translation by amount 5. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Yeah. Now you can translate in both of the direction, x as well as y. All right. So this can be different. That means that translation factor can be different in x direction and it can be different in y direction. Okay. So you can see that this position is get translated to this by certain amount of adding tx and ty to the original vectors x old and y old. All right. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then second, changing the size of an object is called a scale. Okay, we scale an object by scaling x and y coordinates in each vertex in the object. All right. So that is called as sx factor. Okay. So you multiply that factor sx to the component of original vector x as well as y, and then you will have resulting vector x new comma y new. All right. So this was the object. All right. So its height is h old and width is w old. All right. Then you multiply by sx to x old and y sy to y old. Okay. So it will become like this. Okay. If it is between 0 to 1, it will decrease the size. If it is greater than 1, then it will increase the size of that house. Okay, and that is called as scaling.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So in two-dimensional scaling and translation, we'll be working only with 2 by 2 matrix.
Yes, yes. If you have 2 by 2 matrix, then and only then it will work.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, but in 2 by 2 matrix, we have to add for it to translate, right? The
Right, right,
whatever the
right.
object is. So
Right.
how do we differ translation of X? I mean, how do we distinguish translation of X from Y? Where do we add for it to translate in the Y direction?
Okay, so if you have a vector, say 1 comma 2, 1 comma 2 is the vector, and you want to translate X by an amount 5 and Y by an amount say 6. Okay. So what you do is 1 comma 2 plus you take a vector say 5 comma 6 by which you want to add, and then you add those two matrices.
Okay, sir. Understood.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So can you show the previous slide for 2 seconds, please?
Yeah. Sure.
Done, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So it's 11:40. We'll stop here. We'll continue with these applications next time. Any doubts so far? Please respond. Any doubts so far?
Not for me. No, sir.
Okay. Okay. All right. May I stop sharing my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Anyone has taken screenshot?